How's it going, folks? Originally, this video was going to be on the veteran, but I straight up lost like 4 games in a row, so we're playing the Arbities, because holy shit, I am bad at veteran. Pardon my French. Anyway, the build we are going today is a classic Arbiti shock maul with thunderous, relentless strikes, damage when yielding enemies and weak spot damage with the Spearhead Mach 2, bolt gun with shattering impact and cavalcade. For the talents, we have no escape, hammer of judgment, force of will, shield plates, voltaic shock mine, arbitrator armor, ammo belt, imposing force. Actually, damage resistance, we don't need that. We can get something else. Range weapon after reloading. Let's grab Withering Fire, whatever. Concussive, suppression protocols, breaking descent, plasteel plates, cleave, impact. With Nuncia Aquila, inspiring recidication, fear of justice. Then we have our Arbites Revulatum. Do I have anything over here that's maybe better than the thing? Not particularly. Justified measures, street smarts, target priority, monstrosity hunter. We also have hold the line, drive them back, strike down, forceful, with will of the legs, targets acquired, and Arbites vigilant. That's a build. Let's get into a game, shall we? Folks, I'm sad. Now you may be saying, why are you sad, YouTuber? And I'm saying to you, I just I tried to record a bunch of veteran videos or matches, and all of them went to shit. I'm very bad at veteran. And two, I just recorded an Arbites thing where I was yakking about the balance, and I was making like cool points and be like, wow, so intelligent, so smart. And I click over to stop the recording. I wasn't recording. I recorded a minute, and when I tabbed back into my game, I hit spacebar at the same time, and spacebar stops the recording when I'm tabbed out of the game, or when I'm tabbed into the Streamlabs. I weep like a babe. Oh, and I'm on Enclave on Barrows. I don't like Enclave on Barrows. Whatever. I guess I'll just cover the points I covered. New balance changes. I think the winner of the patch is Ogren, for sure, right? Now you may be saying, oh, but the veteran got new weapons, the power falchion and stuff, and the new bolt guns. Well, even though Zealot and Arbites also got those. But the power maul, the Ogren power maul has been ass for so long that I think it getting buffed, and it getting buffed to being like pretty good is really, really great. I don't think it's the strongest Ogren weapon for sure off the patch. I don't think that. But I think it's a contender for at least top 3, or at least top 4, if not top 3, to be honest. I think, now, this is my opinion more than anything, I think the strongest Ogre weapons, in my most humble opinion, are number 1 and number 2 can kind of be interchangeable, to be honest, depending on like personal preference, I think. Pickaxe or Slap Shield. I think, me personally, I think Slap Shield is the Ogre's strongest melee weapon. And then number 2 is probably a pickaxe. And number 3, well, it's the bully club, obviously. Like the. And then I think power maul. Maybe I'll change my opinion on it though to being like it, because honestly it could be top 3 now. It is a lot of damage, and they can actually run like a few different builds. Some people in the comments were like, "Oh, you can run it like this." And like kill hordes really easily. It's like, oh, you can run it like this, murder crushers really easily. It's like, folks, you love a weapon that can serve multiple functions. You love it. Was there any like biggest loser of the patch notes? No, not really. Everyone kind of won. I think the biggest loser is me, because I was hoping the dueling sword would be nerfed into like ideally Oblivion, but obviously I don't expect that. But at least nerfed it, but then it ended up being like kind of a buff. Shout out to Tanner Lindbergh, he's back. We love our Darktide Angry Twink. I don't know if you'd like it if I call it a Twink. Perhaps I shouldn't do that. Not bad, bro. Not bad. I don't think Tanner Lindbergh even knows I fucking exist, and if he did, he'd probably flame me for it. But that's fine. I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm better than Tanner Lindbergh. Like, I owe my life to Tanner Lindbergh. He got the Ogre work done. And also, it's very funny how obsessed the Darktide server is with that guy. They just literally, well, maybe not, I don't know how much recently after a while, because he did leave Darktide for a bit. But when he's back, I wonder, because I went to it when he was like, even like just before he left. So I was like, surely it can't be that bad. It's gotta just be like a few guys. No, there was more talk about Tanner Lindbergh, and I'm not kidding, than there was about the actual fucking game. I'm not even kidding. Like, at any point in any patch, people were complaining about Tanner. And all Tanner did was be a little mean. And honestly, I don't think he was mean enough. Like, I am a part of the Let Tanner Be Meaner club.
I saw that. You didn't need the healing, so why you?
I did need the healing when I wanted it. Simple as. Yeah, I don't like Dueling Sword. I think it should be removed off of Zealot and Veteran and just put back to a Psyker only weapon. But, you know, I doubt that's going to happen. Batchark isn't going to, you know, give you toys and rip them away, generally. Like, I just wish they nerfed it. It doesn't need to do everything with it. Like, it's just one of those things where, like, how would you nerf it without it being useless? I think, like, you'd have to change the weapon set, but I think there's, like, 2 mocks of it, so it's, like, it's a little hard. Just, like, reduce the cleave on it, make it more of a single target priority, add more rending to it, add less crit damage to it, or crit chance from it, you know? Because, like, the whole point of the Dueling Sword, in my opinion, is that it's supposed to be, like, kind of, you know, a single target weapon. Kind of similar to the knife. Obviously, the knife has, like, bleed on it, right? You run the knife because you're running a bunch. It's death by 1,000 cuts for, like, bigger boys, and then, like, you one-shot the smaller boys. Right? You just bleed them out. I just forget how close this mid station is. Yeah, they're on Clayton Burrows. Didn't need to use my... Didn't need to use my shock mine. The Veteran threw a crack grenade. What I want to say. Crack grenades, they're okay. You can run them if you want. I don't think, like, if you're tryharding, like, if I'm going, like, or actually the strongest build, I still think frag grenades are probably the stronger ordnance, simply because, you know, if you're running the strongest build on Veteran, you're running, like, what, Dueling Sword Plasma Gun? It's like the last thing you need is more single target carapace damage, right? I think, like, the crack grenade has its use. I think a build I would go crack grenades in all the time was if I'm running the Recon Lash Gun, right? Because obviously the Recon Lash Gun, great at killing Ords, not so good at killing armored enemies. So, like, really, you would just use it for, like, crushers and maybe a mauler. But you deal with Reapers fine with it. Monstrosities get shredded by the Recon Lash Gun. I saw someone trying to say the Recon Lash Gun was the weakest Lash Gun, and I'm like, buddy, have you played with the Hellbores? At least the Contrail Lash Gun has the light variant, which is just kind of a budget recon. But, like, the Hellbore Lash Guns are, I love them, but they're dookie butt cheeks. We cannot just pretend that they're not. Like, it's a shame that none of the Lash Guns got buffed, I don't think. Which is crazy. I know the Hellbore got their iron sights changed. I don't think they got any of the numbers adjustments, I'm pretty sure. Maybe some, like, blessing changes and stuff. I mean, all Veteran, like, weapons got inherently buffed by, like, some of the new perks, and with Marksman's Focus being, like, way better now. You're not losing stacks on movement, and just them losing them one at a time. So much better than losing them all at once. So all the Veteran weapons kind of got buffed. Vigilant auto guns, I believe, got buffed. They also had, like, some sound effect changes for when shooting carapace, which is kind of funny. Why is my bolt gun so high? Am I crazy? Veterans now having just determined, just as a class passive instead of having, like, skill into it, is really nice. It makes sense, right? You're playing a veteran. You're not, you know, you're a veteran, not a new guardsman. You're supposed to be used to gunfire and all that shit. As for the new bolters, I might have mentioned this already. If I did, please forgive me. But think the new bolt pistol is better than the new bolt. I think the new bolt pistol is like really good and really runnable for what it is, because like the bolt pistol is not like a very strong weapon in itself. You're mostly running it for the vibe of the bolt pistol, which is the aura, it has insane aura. And I generally think that the extra like stagger you get on AoE with it is actually quite nice. Unlike the Mach 3, which the stagger is nice, but the gun is so slow on the full auto, it feels a little awkward, especially because like the bolt gun, like part of the reason you run the bolt gun is to shred like monstrosities and stuff, right? So it's a bolt gun that can't shred monstrosities. It can shred pressure hordes pretty well because of the AoE, but so can the, you know, it's not like the Mach 2 can't kill crusher hordes either. Well, that just makes me sad. Well, I was hoping I'd get pulled up out of that, but you know, it is what it is. Is there a bomber I can? Alright, we're good.
This warband conceals many secrets. It does not encourage trust.
Don't let it get you, guy. At the end of the day, kill's a kill.
But in whose service?
Above my pay
Sorry,
grade,
the
that's
sleepiness is catching up to me.
Nuncio Aquila out and run!
So yeah, I think the bolt pistol is very fun, very good. The bolt gun, it's fun, but like I wouldn't run it over the Mach 2, even if I'm just kind of just doing some goofy shit. It's also, you know, you get less ammo, so like if you're semi-auto-wing it, it's just, you know, you get punished for semi-autoing, punished for full autoing. It's just a bit awkward. Power Falchion. I think the Power Falchion is an acceptable swap off for the Power Sword. I think that and the Zealot Greatsword can use a little bit of a buff specifically in their powered up form, because it feels like the powered up form really doesn't give you that much more damage. Obviously it gives you a bunch of cleave, but it doesn't feel very like wow, this is super rewarding you. Even with like stuff like where your damage scales with your heat and whatever.
This is your last warning!
Oh yeah, the Zealot got some buffs Zealot and Veteran got buffs to their stealth builds, which is fine. I think, you know, buffs to bad builds is always good. However, those of you who know me know I am vehemently against the stealth mechanics in this game. Oh, save me, dog. I just think it's like not a very well implemented mechanic, and I think it doesn't sell a very good fantasy for both the player or or a good experience for the game. Like, how I would implement a stealth mode, like the Veteran, for example, is, I don't know if you guys remember, some of you may not have been playing Darktide at the time, but before the talent tree rework, the Veteran had a skill on his tree, back when we were saying like 1, 3, 2, 6, 1, or 1, 3, 2, 3, 1 for like, what's your build? Oh, my build is 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 1, or whatever. Where when the Veteran was standing still or crouch walking, they had a minus like 90% threat radius. And I think that was a really good way of implementing that stealth mechanic, while also still making it so the Veteran has to like engage with the world around him. Sorry, I got locked in for a second. Okay, we're good.
You know what you need.
So I think like expanding on that idea of the mechanic would be a good way for stealth for the Veteran. Like really sell the feeling of being like, oh, I'm a 10th first and only. I'm like give the Veteran an ability that lets them crouch run, right? Or like run while crouching, sort of like call it like you know, trench warfare, like, you know, keep your heads down. like, you know, having you to run from encampment to encampment in a trench so you don't get your head blown off by the line of enemy orcs across the way, you know? This veteran is tearing them up over there. He's loving the recon. Shout out to that guy.
This is your last warning.
This is your last warning. And then for the Zealot, I would just remove the stealth mechanics entirely. I know there's like a really good stealth build right now. For the Zealot, that's like one-shotting monstrosities with the Thunderhammer again, which means that like nature's returning or whatever. Beavers are building dams, butterflies are singing, or whatever. Like I would do is, if I had my way, I would replace it with a new ability similar to the Bible, but there's an item in TF2 called the Buff Banner, where when the soldier does enough damage, he fills a rage bar, and when he activates the Buff Banner, him and his allies get bonus movement speed and critical hit. And like essentially mini crits. I believe it's mini crits, might be full crits. I'm pretty sure it's minis. How I would translate to that this game, when the Zealot gets a bunch of kills and activates the rage, he like reads a scripture, like, you know, recites a litany of vengeance or whatever, and him and his allies in a certain area get increased attack speed, increased crit chance, and, you know, just a little bit more damage. And then for the Zealot would obviously get like most of these buffs. He would get like, you know, if his allies are getting like a 5% buff, the Zealot gets like a 50% buff, right? And during that time, Zealot has maybe infinite stamina, and very, like, no natural toughness regen while in this rage form. And like the only way he can get like toughness back is from killing. And the way it survives is that the Zealot gets lifesteal while he's in that mode. So it rewards Zealots playing an aggressive playstyle. Okay, double tap, very rude. Like, it rewards Zealots for being aggressive. It leans into like this berserker fantasy that I think a lot of Zealot players want to embrace more. And it doesn't bring gold toughness in, because I am also like becoming a gold toughness hater. Like, the more I play Arbitrator and Ogren and Psyker, it's like the more you want to beat whoever introduced gold toughness in the game, in a game of checkers, and be like, hey man, we didn't really need this mechanic. Maybe it's a little bit too strong. We should maybe take a look at it. Maybe change how our defensive abilities work a little bit. Like, I'm fine with gold toughness as a concept, but I do think it's far too easy to get. You know what I'm saying? That was amazing.
Taking cover! Really? Face me in the open!
Yeah. Stealth, more like stinky. Uh-oh. What else? I don't know much about the Psyker changes, to be honest. Am I going the right way? I feel like I'm going the wrong way. Ow.
I saw it, and the gods could fight. Mutic!
Yeah. I also saw some, apparently some people are complaining about the plasma gunners, specifically judging from what was said in the Fat Shark creator program Discord for this event was I should have let my teammates get those. I was not paying attention to the health bar. I feel really bad. Apparently Korean players are saying that they don't like the Plasma Gunner because it's an elite enemy, not a special. So he doesn't have a unique call-out voice line or a unique spawning sound. And the fact that it has Carapace armor on the head makes it really hard to kill him. And the fact that it applies a debuff to you or whatever is it's far too strong. And I'm like, wrong. Koreans are wrong about Darktide once again. They may be saying, what were they wrong about the first time? I don't know. I don't remember. I just remember them being wrong. I think the lethality of the enemies is a very important thing that people never consider. You want your bad guys and your horde shooter to be deadly. You don't want your horde shooter to be a walk in the park. Helldivers knows this. Left 4 Dead 2 knew this. I don't know if Back 4 Blood knew this. I make fun of Back 4 Blood. It was probably fine. You want your enemies to be. You don't want your enemies to be free kills, right? You want them to be deadly. And the idea that plasma gunners do too much damage and are too strong and too unkillable is just are we playing the same game? In my last recording, I was literally fighting hordes of plasma gunners on my own mini. It was they do a lot of damage. They're very lethal, yes. But to say that they're some insane new level of difficulty, I feel like it's realistically, the plasma gunner holds the same spot in my heart as a flamer. Genuinely, I'd rather deal with plasma gunners than flamers because at least plasma gunners will just kill me, you know. And people are oh my god, the plasma gunners are so strong. I'm y'all don't remember shotgunners before golden toughness meta. Y'all don't remember. They used to be doing the same damn thing from similar distances. And also a Carapace armored head. What? Are we worried about that? Ragers have Carapace armor. Ain't no one complained about that except me. Not in the sense that I think it was a bad change, in the sense that I hate Ragers. Maulers have Carapace heads. No one complains about that. Oh, because they're melee, of course. I'm alright, yeah, sure. Just shoot the body if you're worried about Carapace armor. If you have a weapon that can't do Carapace armor damage, shoot the body, and then pretty much everyone else who runs Carapace armor weapons is fine. If you're veteran, why do you care if an enemy has Carapace armor? You're probably running Plasma Gun or Bolter, right? And okay, you're running the Recon Last Gun. Shoot the body. Pretty standard. If you're playing Zealot, melee them. Zealots are running Thunderhammer nowadays. Dueling Sword does insane Carapace armor damage. Shock Mauls, Chain Swords, Psychers don't give a shit about Carapace. No class in the game really gives a shit about Carapace. Unless, it's a veteran running, Last Guns and Shredders. Then I'm okay, he might care about, headshots. But also, Last Gun's not doing much damage to Carapace armor to enemies. It's just an unfortunate thing. And Last Gun should probably just be buffed in general. I think just across the board. Even the Recon Last Gun, which I don't think is a bad gun, just buff it. Whatever, man. Who cares? I didn't mean to shoot him with my bolt gun. I wanted to swap to my melee weapon, but then it didn't swap, and I was you know what? Whatever, man. There's a Starman waiting in the sky or whatever. He'd like to come and see us, but he's afraid he'll blow our minds or whatever the fuck. That's the type of shit I've been on, quite frankly.
Somehow succeeded in resolving the issue.
I love the plasma gunners. I'm glad that we finally have an enemy that can blast through just toughness spamming. As for the Psyker, I really, once again, I might have said this already, but I don't know much what is going on in terms of the Psyker changes. Some people are also complaining a bit, oh, the trees are just kind of Band-Aid solutions. I'm yeah, this Zealot rework isn't out yet, buddy. Come on now. But I do like the change to Crystalline Will, and what that was, if you don't know, is if you took lethal peril and you blew your head up, you would not go down. You would just do a big, like you do a small explosion around you, and then you would just like take the corruption damage. Now they made it so if you kill an elite enemy with it, they also buff the damage on it, and it's a non-warp attack. So like, things that buff warp attacks won't buff this. You don't take the corruption damage anymore. I don't know if you take the normal damage. If you don't, that's kind of crazy. So yeah, you can just keep on rocking. Which is kind of funny. I could definitely see some psychers running like some funny wound bills and just like trying to kamikaze their way through the map. I mean, depending on how much damage it does to like a monstrosity, it could be something interesting. Where did that scab trapper come from is my question. Two more damage, bro.
The interrogator refuses to work. Recommence.
Getting a little sleepy. I feel like bursters didn't used to explode so violently when it comes to killing their allies. Perhaps I am thus crazy, though. I know they nerfed, they adjusted Crusher, so they buffed the health bar, but nerfed the amount they could spawn. But it's still like, if now 12 healthier Crushers spawn, what's the difference between that and 13 like slightly less healthy Crushers? Very funny to think about. There's bedtime for me. Well, alrighty. If you made this far in the video, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, or don't. I am not your mother. But you better brush teeth. And remember, remove the dueling sword. Hasta la bye-bye.